Now we can add multiple scenarios to our feature file, to our login feature. We can have one more scenario over here where we can enter invalid username and password as well, right? So what we can do, we can create another scenario. I'll just copy this and probably I'll paste it over here. And see, as soon as I saved it, you can see all the warnings are gone because these things are already mapped to those steps. If any of this is not mapped, then you're gonna see a warning. So what I'll do in order to verify the login to Facebook as, let's say, as an invalid user, right? So what I'll do, I'll write given user navigates to the Facebook website. So this should remain as it is. When user validates homepage title, that should also remain as it is. Then user entered, what I'll do over here, I'll just write invalid username and I'll write over here invalid password. So you can see just these two steps are changing over here, right? Then user should, uh, instead of should be, I'll write should not successfully log in. But when I do these changes over here, what I need to do when I'm saying invalid over here, I need to say valid over here, right? Because we'll be mapping these things with the step. So valid, invalid, and then this user should be, I'll make it as one single word. Right. So I need to make some updation to the step definition as well that I've created over here. So when I say user validates homepage, entered username, user entered, I'll say valid password. User entered valid password. Valid password. Right. Should be successfully logged in. Right. So that these things should be mapped with the feature file. Again, there is some mistake with then user entered valid username. So user entered valid password and user entered a valid username. Right? And over here, if I just save this, all that errors will be gone. Right, now the issue is with the second scenario, right? What will happen if I run this? If I run this, you're gonna see that out of 10 steps, 4 got skipped. Now, which are the 4 that got skipped? So here, all the 5 were executed, and here we have 1, 2, 3. 3 got skipped. It should actually show 3 got skipped, right? It is might be it is treating this scenario as well as over here, but it should not treat this scenario. All right, let's forget it for the timing. Let us look over here if the steps we are looking at, it is actually showing all 3 steps or not. Yeah, it is showing these 3 steps, right? So so you can see this is executed from the very first test where we have 5 steps, right? And again it started executing the second scenario, right? But the third, fourth, and fifth were not mapped because the step definition was different and there were no uh, the feature was different, the feature steps was different basically over here, and these were not mapped with the login steps. So what should we do? Should we again implement these steps? If with every scenario, every similar scenario, if we try to do it, then it will going to create a lot of steps, right? Now here, just this part is changing. Let's say I'm saying invalid, there I'm saying valid, right? Only this much is changing. So what else can be done over here? I'll go to the step definition and I'll write some regular expression over here where we have this valid and invalid scenario. So what I'll do, I'll just write something like it should accept any value that comes with lower a up till lower z, right? And capital A up till capital Z. At least one should be matching. So this is a regular expression that you need to provide to your step definition. So just copy this and paste it over here like this. Just copy this and paste it over here like right. So now let us again go to our runner and let us right click run as okay, this is the runner. Run as JUnit test and let us see what will happen. Okay, we are still missing one step. See, all rest all got executed. The issues with this one single step, user should not. I think I have made a mistake over here. Instead of adding this thing over here, I need to add it over here because here is where we are actually changing it. Right, that user should log in, should successfully logged in and should not successfully logged in. So if we run this again, you'll see that all the steps are successfully executed. So if I open this up, you can see we have two scenarios. Scenario in order to let me expand this. In order to verify login to Facebook, all these steps got executed. Given user navigate to Facebook, validates home page title, entered valid username, valid password, and successfully logged in. And over here, you're gonna see that navigate to Facebook homepage title validation and then invalid username, invalid password, and should not able to successfully logged in. Right. But if you take a look what code that we have written inside those methods, whatever code that we have written over here, like enter valid password, enter valid username. With the invalid scenario, we are actually entering valid username and valid password. It is showing valid username and valid password over here. Right. So instead of this, we should enter, it should actually show invalid username and invalid password. So what else can be done? What else can be done is I can create some parameters over here that says string. Let me give it a name as username. Right. And this I actually need to give over here with the valid scenario by saying plus the username. Right, I need to pass on this variable over here. Similarly, with a password, I'll say string password and this password I'm gonna give it over here like this. Then over here I'll say string validate login, right? And this validate login I'm gonna give it over here, right? And let us run this again and see what happens. So I'll say right click, run Qt, JUnit test. Oh, we got a failure. See what failure that we got. It says mismatch step definition. This in the file, it should be your feature file itself. If you go back to feature file, see we are still getting some errors over here. Let me try to fix it.